Northeast Texas, cotton and cattle country. Northeast Texas, Sam Rayburn country. A farm boy from Bonham who became a major force in national politics, but never forgot nor neglected the people at home who sent him to Washington.
Well, I suppose I've been called a lot of things over the years by my colleagues and friends.
Mr. Speaker!
And maybe by a few who didn't like me all that much. Mr. Congressman, Mr. Speaker, New Deal warrior, bald eagle from Bonham. But my friends called me just plain Mr. Sam. I served with 8 presidents, from Woodrow Wilson to John Kennedy, as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives for 49 years. I was around a long time because my friends and neighbors kept right on electing me. I worked hard in Washington and enjoyed it, mostly. But thoughts of my home and family back in Texas were never far away.
Mr. Sam was born in Tennessee in 1882, but the family moved to Northeast Texas when he was 5. He was number 8 of 11 children. As a young man, Sam was fascinated by politicians and their dramatic speech-making. He soon decided politics and the law would be his future, and he never wavered in his determination. Rayburn ran for a seat in the Texas legislature as a Democrat and won by 163 votes. The start of the longest lawmaking career in American history. In 1912, Sam was elected to the United States House of Representatives, and he was re-elected 23 times. He never lost an election from this point on. Sam realized his long-held dream when he became Speaker of the House in 1940, a role acknowledged by his fellow Democrats and Republicans alike, in which he excelled. In fact, when Republicans gained control of the House in 1947, and Sam no longer had the use of the official Speaker's limousine, almost 200 House members, including 50 Republicans, chipped in to buy him a new Cadillac Fleetwood, one of his most prized possessions. He returned the Republicans' donations with his thanks to avoid any hint of conflict of interest. As Speaker, he greatly influenced how bills introduced by congressmen representing the entire nation made their way through the House to a final vote. But he never lost sight of his own constituents' needs. He worked tirelessly to win passage of legislation for soil conservation, improved farm-to-market roads, and rural electrification. Sam said, "I want my people out of the mud and out of the dark." He considered his work in passing this legislation his greatest achievement because it helped those he called the real people, farmers and small-town people who, to him, were the strength and backbone of the nation. When President Franklin Roosevelt took office in 1933, the country was reeling from the Great Depression. Rayburn strongly supported most of Roosevelt's New Deal legislation designed to restore the economy and heal the nation's spirit. With World War II approaching, Rayburn rallied congressional support to help America prepare to defend itself. When war came, he worked hard to make sure necessary funding was appropriated to meet wartime demands. During the Eisenhower administration, the state was strongly represented by 2 powerful Texas Democrats, Sam and Senate Minority Leader Lyndon Johnson, who were close friends. Eisenhower was born in Denison, Texas, not far from Bonham, but moved to Kansas when very young. Although Ike was a Republican, the 3 found ways to work together on legislation important to the nation. When Ike returned to Denison to a war hero's welcome, Sam enjoyed a Texas-sized breakfast with him in the restored house where Eisenhower was born. now a historic site administered by the Texas Historical Commission. When Congress was in session, Rayburn remained hard at work in Washington. But when the House adjourned, he rushed to his beloved home in Bonham. Sam and his brother Tom bought 125 acres for their farm and family home in 1914. When the house was finished 2 years later, Sam, his parents, brother Tom, and sister Lucinda were the first occupants. Additions were made over the years to accommodate Sam's extended family of his siblings, their spouses, and at times, his cousins. He was closest to Lucinda, known affectionately as Miss Lou. She was very much in charge of running the home and served as Bachelor Rayburn's hostess in Washington. Although he had an office in downtown Bonham, the sitting room was Sam's favorite room, and he often preferred to meet with people in his home. All were equally welcome, rich or poor, presidents or farmers. Guests were welcome any time of the day, and Sam often invited them to stay for lunch or dinner. He cultivated many close friendships with his constituents and knew most by name. He was as common as an old shoe, said a farmer friend. The Sam Rayburn House State Historic Site preserves his real stories with original furnishings, candid photographs, and personal items as they were when he lived there. Visitors explore Rayburn's personal life and political achievements in the setting he cherished throughout his life. Sam traveled far in his career, but never so far as to forget his home in Bonham and all it represented. Sam Rayburn, of the people, for the people. Truly an uncommon, common man.